Hey, everybody. Hey, Biggs. Welcome to the show. This is driving me crazy. Don't know what to do. I am streaming, so I'm behind anybody watching it locally. Just to let you know. So, I got a beer yet to pour. Sam's doing his thing. Behind center, takes it back. Oops, that looked like a blown play. Great. I'll be right back. Stand by. Stand by. There we go. Turn off the fan. Hopefully you didn't hear it in the first place. But here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey there, Mary. Long time no talk to. I'm kidding on that one. Oh, what a game. Hey, when we go up 28-0, you think it's in the bag, right? And now they get your heart pumping. We don't need this. We like the in-the-bag games. FTP. And he guns it out of bounds. Oh, come on. Come on. We shall see how this goes. The game is not going well. Going for the field goal. Yes, put it over one score. Please do that. Hey, Mateo, welcome to the show. Yes, his play calling the second half. Yeah, something's definitely gone wrong. Hey, there we go. We got 3. That puts the Vikings up 31-22, up by 9. It's 2 scores with how much time is remaining? 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Yes, I've gone early because I scheduled it for 5 minutes till 3, which is normally about the right time that we broadcast. However, this game is taking its sweet time today and trying to give us heart attacks in the process. I wish you all the best. I'm enjoying some American ale. Should be good. Is good, I know. I've already had it. Mateo feels like the defense has been on the field the whole game. Yes, it does. They seem gassed. And we don't like them that way. Not at all. Not at all. All right. We've got, we're back up to a 89.8% win rate per ESPN. Let's keep it that way. Boom. Through the end zone. They'll start at the 30. Let's see how this goes. Got quite a few people said they're coming on today, so it should be good. Tyler, I'm sure, will be busy on this one. He's been writing all day, which, of course, is his job and what he's supposed to do. And no, we don't need to see the replays of all of this. Dan? Oh, yes, I agree with you. It's getting a lot closer. Now we need the defense to do their part. Just pull out another big stop. Turnover would be nice. Let's see. Ball snapped. Love back. Love has time, but he's as the pressure. Oh, and it completes a long pass. You gotta be kidding me. As Katie in the other room yells an expletive. And yes, we're behind. Like I repeat, I'm streaming via YouTube because they don't have it live down here. It stops just above Waco. So can't do that. Hey there, Barber. Yes, we need the defense to hold. Most definitely. And here we go again. Rush, blitz, another deep pass, intercepted by Murphy in the end zone. Woohoo! All right. Finally, he got one. Yes, Biggs, Murphy intercepted that ball. It's a good one. He's played rather well, I thought, all day. Peter says INT. Yes, we got it. Sam's warming up real quick to come back out on the field. Now let's get a nice long drive and put this thing away, please, if we can. Boom. Yes. Watching the replay, absolutely beautiful. Murphy skied for that one. That was a good thing. No, Dan, you can't blame Darnold on that fumble. I don't know who was. When he gets whacked on the backside, he didn't see it coming. So it is what it is. Now, what a game so far. All right, Samson, shotgun, takes a snap, hands off. Boom, a good 4-yard run, 4.5. Keep the clock rolling. Everybody's got all their timeouts. We'll see how this goes. Come on, baby, come on. All right. Lovely got a little greedy. Well, hey, works for me. Works for me. Yes, Dan, we need to run the ball. Run that clock. Eat it up. Eat it up. Eat it up. 2nd and 6. Under center. Hands it off to Jones again. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. All right. We are per ESPN win probability at 93.8%. I want it higher than that, please. Oh, and we have highlight the Falcons beat. Oh, wow. Beat the Saints, so there's 2 seconds left. Whoa. Yes, Mary. Go Vikings. All right, here we go. Sam's changing the play. Snap out of shotgun. Drops back. Steps up. Zings it too fast. Past Jalen Nailor. And it's 4th and 6. And on comes the punting team. Damn it. We don't want that at all. Oh, well. Here we go. Hopefully it'll be a good punt. Run, miss, pass, punt. That's KOC's playbook. Well, it seemed to also be Zimmer's for a long time. Yes, that did hurt. All right, let's see. The punt. Ball snapped. Right kicks it. Boom. Booms it short, coming up. And it's taken down at the 36-yard line by Evans. We'll go from there. So, Green Bay's got to drive and get the ball back after that. Let's see if it happens. And ESPN probability dropped to 92.7. Why does that give my heart the thumps? Big man Wyatt limping off the field or off to the locker room for the Packers. Defense has to do it. Yes, they do. Love is in shotgun, 4-man rush. Guns it, deflected by Gilmore. Good play. Good play. All right, 2nd down and 10 coming up. That was a beautiful pass defense by Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore. Let's go. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on, speed up the play. You'd think you didn't have a whole lot of time left. It's 4:27 on the clock. We've got everybody on the line, or not everybody, 8 rushing, blitzing. Love throws it short to the tight end. He fumbles the ball. Minnesota recovers. 1st down, Minnesota. Cam Bynum with the fumble recovery. Outstanding. Just what he needed. And he did a 2-back flipper. Wow. Good for Cam. Absolutely outstanding. Who punched it out? Number 7, Murphy punched it out. Cam Bynum hopped on it. It's a good thing. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Gotta love it. All right, here we go. Vikings offense back on the field. Getting ready to hopefully ice this game. We'll find out. As soon as they get done showing us Cam Bynum doing the backflip. All right. One more drive. Nice drive and score. We're inside their 50 at the 42. Hand off to Aaron Jones. He goes up for 2 yards. Okay. Aaron Jones is getting a lot of the attention today, which is good. He was going to be. He's been a journeyman at this. Some plays were very good, and others he got stopped, like that one for just 2 yards. Now, all we got to keep running the ball. Burn that clock. Eat it up. Eat it up. Up to a 98.3% win probability over on ESPN. That's getting better. I like it. And there he is, Matt LaFleur. Oh, Packers fans are leaving by the droves. Oh, too bad. So sad. Hate when that happens. All right, here we go. Sam's back in shotgun. And we get a flag. What's the flag for? Illegal motion. Offense. False start. Josh Oliver. Sam's yelling at the ref. Interesting. Cool. We'll see how this goes. We don't need to go backwards there, Sam. Or Josh. In this case. We shall see. All right. 2nd and 13. Sam back. Same formation. 2 out wide up top. Handoff to Jones, and he gets a whopping 1 yard. Okay, so it's going to be 3rd and 11 coming up. And I'll bet they're going to throw the ball. Try to get the first down. As the clock, somebody called timeout? Why is the clock stopped? All right, Houston. Guess Houston's winning. First 3-1 start for them. And we have Jonas joining me here. Go to the side-by-side. Hey there, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Didn't think it would be that. I mean, right now it's not that close, but I didn't think we had to worry about that game anymore. And
Yeah, but we are.
yes,
All right.
uh,
3rd and
in,
12.
con- in contrast to
Pass
the
is
game
complete.
so
First
far,
down. Hmm?
oh, you're a little bit ahead of me.
Okay. Now they're saying it's incomplete. What? What? Show me that again. Boom. He's got both hands, both feet. That's a completion. All right. 1,
Challenge, probably.
2. He's got control the whole way. Yes, there's a challenge flag. Yes, Biggs. JJ caught that. At least by what I see. He had control throughout the whole process. So, we're waiting on the umpires or the refs, the review squad, and see what they say. The right hand, that was the bad view. The right hand has control of this ball the whole way. That's a completion. Come on, baby. All right. We shall see how they come out. Yes. Peter says yes. I'm assuming you mean we got the completion. Hey, good thing we got that extra challenge on there. Yes, Mary says she's a little bit ahead of us, so I'm assuming that's we won the challenge. Challenge over, call overturn, first down. Thanks to JJ catching the ball and controlling it. And the Vikings are continuing to drive. All right.
That was important because I think if the Packers get that ball at that point, obviously it's a long shot, but they might pull that off. But now that they got the first down, Packers only have one timeout left. Yeah, I think that should do it.
Okay, Sam dropped back, throwing it over the middle, complete, down to the 13. Jordan Addison with another impressive catch. He's had a day. He has had a day so far. All right. And that should bump us up to 99.6% on the ESPN win probability chart. That's more like it. Now, if we can score,
I think that's it.
it'd be the dagger. Then it doesn't matter.
Obviously, they are in field goal range. If they score a touchdown, of course it's over.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sam from under center, hands off to Aaron Jones, who's turning the corner, gets a good 6 yards on the play. Off to the left. Aaron wants to keep beating on them. Yes, Biggs. I think he does. And he's been doing it all day. I think he wants to get into the end zone.
Yeah, I think he still wants that touchdown because I'm very sure he wants to do a Lambeau leap in purple.
I think he would love to do that. All right. Under center. Hands off to him again. Almost first down. Right up at the 3. He's upset because he got tackled. All right. 3rd and 1. Aaron Jones is upset. He wants more. Give him the ball. Let him score. And we get some sort of timeout. Yep, Green Bay calls their final timeout.
Yeah, they had to.
99.6 on the win probability scale. Love that. Now, it was only a 30-second timeout, or was it longer? Here we go. Calling the play. Everybody's in the huddle. That head shaking. Let's go. Sam Darnold's lining up under center again. We have C.J. Ham in the backfield along with Aaron Jones. Pitch to Aaron Jones to the left. Swings left and does not get the first down. Only makes it to the line of scrimmage. All right, Christopher said let 33 leap. Somebody needs to leap if they're going for it. Oh.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah. Why not?
Because field goal doesn't give them anything at this point. It's a 2-possession game, and with a field goal, it's still a
two-possession game.
So go for it. And if you don't get it, you pin them. Pin them deep into their own tent. So just do it.
Vikings called a timeout.
Yeah.
We've got Reichert warming up. Mary says She'll take the field goal.
Yeah, but why? What does it give you?
That makes it 34-22, 12 points. Nope. They're going for it. Looks like.
Like that.
Jones comes back in. Equipment.
Especially, like, if you are at the 20 or the 25, I could see them just getting that field goal because you just take the points and it's not really about field position. But I think the other thing besides the score is you have them inside their own 10. So
Right.
even if they get the ball, even if they get this one, they have to drive more than 90 yards down the field with only 2 minutes on the clock.
First down.
And
unless they spot
that
it
feels
poorly. That's a joke of a spot. You got to be kidding me. That's a horrible spot of the ball. No way. The why not the field goal is because they'll get the field position, if anything. But that was a horrible spot. Absolutely horrible. That was a Packers spot, and it comes up 6 inches shy. Oh, that spot was bad. Yeah, but Dan, go up by 12. Don't stay at 9. Well, it's still a 2-score game. That's a bad spot.
Now, even though the Packers got the ball, they have to drive it 97 yards and have 2 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock. And then they have to onside kick it and get it back again because they have no timeout. So that's a long shot and a half.
I agree. We're at 99.5% according to the win probability of ESPN. First run, and they run it. Packers run it up the middle for about 6 yards. Crazy. That was still a horrible spot. That's 2 bad calls for the Vikings today. And he passes, caught out of bounds, first down at about the 15th. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Welcome to Vikings First and SKOLs, live at the 2-minute warning. Next. Big says they can't win. There's not enough clock yet. And basically, you're correct. However, I have seen it happen. 2 scores in 2 minutes. But we'll have to see. Now, they don't have any more timeouts left, which is good.
And they have to onside kick it. If they score, no matter how quickly, they have to onside kick it because Vikings can kneel it out if they get the ball back because the Packers don't have any timeouts left. So, yeah.
Right. Well, we'll see how this goes. Got a commercial. Thrivent. Good Lutheran company. All right. Let's go. 99.7 on the win probability. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Chris. Welcome, everybody. If I haven't welcomed you already to the show, welcome. And Shirley, you are absolutely correct. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It looks like your Minnesota Vikings are going to go 4-0. Ooh. Gotta love it. All right, while we're still in commercial, Jonas, I saw something on Twitter that you were celebrating. What were you celebrating this week?
I kind of teased it last week. We won our game yesterday, and we got the outcome of the other game that we had to get. So I don't know how many people here know how the league system in Germany works, but if you win your league or you get a high place, you get elevated into the next higher league. We got elevated last year, and we just clinched our league title again this week. So we are going up one league again. So yeah, that was a big reason to celebrate for me, and yeah, therefore I was very happy going into this game, and especially that first half definitely enhanced that.
Okay, we're back to the game. Love just completed a pass to Reed. Big Rail and Dad says, everyone get yourself prepared for a tidal wave of excuses from Packer fans. Yes. Dan says SKOL. And yes, SKOL. Love drops back again. Rushing out of pocket. Throws it deep. And that one's caught. Reed. Again. Marching downfield, a minute 18. Come on, all we need is a couple more stops. That'd be nice. David saying Fleck coached the second half. Fleck is the Minnesota Gophers coach, and they lost to Michigan yesterday.
Hopefully
after leading
soon
most
to
of that
be
game,
former
and
Gophers
they
coach.
just scored. Fuck. Pardon my language. Fudge. That was not what we wanted to see, a touchdown, but it still should be no biggie.
Got to recover that onside kick.
Yep. And we got 56 seconds left in the game. Whether they're going to go for one or two, they should go for at least one.
It doesn't matter in this case.
Okay. Thought they were 9 points behind. And let's see. Going to 3. Folks here. I'm going to put Sally in the middle. There she is. Is this giving you too much of a heart attack there, Sally? Can you hear us, Sally? Sally's on and she can't hear us. Ah, great. Can you hear us, Sally? Sally, can you hear us? You can't hear us. Anyways. We can't hear you either if you're trying to say something. Sally's just going to look at the TV. All right. Oh, it's okay, Sal. It's okay. They got to declare the kick. Let's see if they do that.
They have to, because otherwise it's over.
Right. Sal. All right, we'll see. We've got 56 seconds on the clock. Christopher says he hates to think LaFleur figured out for us this evening. I don't know about figured him out. They got the defense gassed is what they did. We'll see if they get him figured out. It's a little bit different. Vikings call timeout. We'll see.
He's drop kicking it. That Packers
No,
kicker is drop kicking it.
Dan, that's definitely not Tyler. That's Sal. She's joining us, but I don't think she can hear us. And we definitely can't hear her, but she hadn't said anything yet. All we get is the facial expressions. We heard something there. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Little boink. And the Vikings get the ball. That should be the end of the game because all they have to do is line up in the victory formation and snap it twice, I believe.
Yep.
That is a good thing. Yes, and drop kicking is legal.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you could do it on regular kickoffs. It just doesn't give you anything in that regard. But I get why you might want to do it on onside kicks, although this one was pretty bad.
Right. And I do believe there is the Chargers or somebody was doing it because they were placing it in the landing zone with the drop kick. And but that was like the first week. I'm gonna call it. Vikes win. Vikes win. Vikes win. Your Minnesota Vikings go to 4-0. They are 33 seconds left. They're in the victory formation. They're downing the ball, and that is it. The clock is going to run. The game is over. Your Minnesota Vikings hold out to win 31-29 after going 28 points up in the first half and then almost blowing it in the second.
There was absolutely no reason for this to be a 2-point game.
No, none. And Biggs, I agree with you. I'm too old too. So we'll see. And Sal's trying to get. We can't.
I'm not too.
We can see her.
I'm definitely not too old for that, but it's still unnecessary.
But
I mean, it's nice to go into the London game at 4-0, and I mean, you won't have me on here next week.
Okay.
Since I will be in London.
And Sal's setting up at her studio, which is good. Mary, I know this was a W, but a W. This was not a win. It was not the W you expected. I agree. But it is a W, and maybe we won't get the, oh, no, they don't know how to play from behind BS that we got from the Nationals. Now, well, we'll probably get this week that, see, Green Bay, they went out to a 4-score lead, and they couldn't hold it. They almost lost. We're going to get that. All right. Freddie, for the most part, I don't think we do. Or it depends who we're playing against and how they're running. Now, we did pretty well on certain plays, but other plays, not so much. And
yeah, it was. I think this was the first bad half of football that the Vikings played this season. It had to happen eventually. It did happen against a pretty good team, and they still came out on top. So even though it was totally unnecessary to have it that way, but I still take it. And if our bad halves happen when we are up 4 scores, okay.
And George says, of course. What was I expecting? The Vikings without stress or torture?
We had it twice already.
I'm here.
You are here.
Whew. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was really stressful there at the end.
Oh, yes, it was. Got my heart going.
Oh my gosh.
And it all started with a muff punt.
Well, I mean, what were they doing? What were they doing passing on that down in the first place?
Well,
That got Brady hurt. That was weird.
mm-hmm. But
Yeah, but I mean, there was no reason to try to field that punt. When you, as a returner, see that the punt is over your head, there's no reason to try to attempt to catch it. And I get that if it's a close game and you want to have you want to make something happen, even then it's a mistake. But I get it. But
right.
At that point, there was absolutely no reason for Nailor to attempt that, and it definitely cost us a lot, because I think if this doesn't happen, if the Vikings go 28-0 into halftime, I think it gets nearly as stressful as it did in the end.
Mm-hmm. And now I've got to play shuffle the name tags. But who do we have with us right now but the one and only Darren Campbell? Darren?
Oh my God.
How are you?
I was just going to say, Tyler looks a little different today.
Oh, yeah. Tyler looks way different. So does Justin, for that matter.
I mean, I see long blonde hair, so at least that one checks out.
Yes, that's true.
Hold on. I got to put my phone in the other room because I'm screen recording Green Bay radio. So
Okay.
I can hear the sound. Hold on.
Oh, that should be classic. So, Darren, what did you think?
Well, I'm pretty sure you've all gone over all of this stuff already, but
no, go right ahead.
Interesting decision by KOC to go for it there on fourth down. It didn't end up bothering us too much, but I'm a homer. I'm biased, obviously, but I thought Nailor's knee was not down there on the replay. Like where they saw that, I'm not sure. But to me, I thought he had the first down. His knee, ankle, nothing touched. It was still looked like there was air in between his ankle, knee, and the grass. But like they fucked up a few today on that. And so no surprise that they couldn't get that right if they couldn't get other ones right. If they couldn't clearly see Justin Jefferson has 2 feet in bounds on that completion. Now that was an interesting call too. It worked out, but you expect that they're going to hand off to Jones, just run off the clock. No, they went for it, went to their best player to get a first down, killed more clock. So that was great. But interesting call on that fourth down play. I probably would have kicked the field goal and make them have to score 2 touchdowns instead of get a touchdown and then a field goal to win it. But that's just me. I'm a conservative kind of guy.
But it would have been a touchdown, a field goal to tie, right? They were 9 points behind.
No. Like they were only when they scored the touchdown, they were up. Vikings were up by 2 at the end of the game. So field goal win. Green Bay.
Crazy.
Whatever. It shouldn't have been that close. But that's the way these games seem to go. At 28-0, I'm just like, the way this team has played this year, there's no way that we're going to let them back in it. Even when Nailor screwed up the punt, and he shouldn't have been in there either or he wouldn't have been in there if Powell hadn't got hurt either. And if Powell's in there, that does not happen. So a few things that went on there, but hard to figure out how the defense can look so good. And then in the third, fourth quarter, they can't stop them at all. But maybe they're going a little you see it every game in these last few minutes where offense can't do anything. Then all of a sudden they're getting like 30, 40-yard gains that they were not getting the whole game. The clock isn't getting chewed up. You're just wondering, how does that happen? But offense, as I guess in that situation, they get less risk averse and they just start going for it. Although those Green Bay wide receivers are pretty wide open too. But hey, it's a win. You're 4-0. Another win in the bank account. I am not complaining. It sounds like I am, but I'm not. And I got to give a lot of props, I think, to the offensive line in this one, particularly on pass protection. Really, they held up very well in this game. 2 sacks. One was a blitz by Nixon off the slot that we didn't pick up, but other than that, just the 1 sack on a gain that Quay Walker ran, and I thought they did really well. And again, run blocking was really good. Our running game was strong and effective again today. So props to the 5 offensive linemen on the Vikings, even Ed Ingram.
Well, there was one pressure where I was looking to see if it was him or Neal that let the guy by, but we'll see on the playback on all 22.
Yeah, Darnold made a few nice plays, stepping up in the pocket and escaping pressure, and a few nice scrambles. So, he was a little part of that too. But I thought for the most part, Darnold had plenty of time to throw and a pretty clean pocket to throw from. So to me, that's offensive line and tight ends like Oliver and Munt doing their jobs. And our running backs, particularly mostly Jones, because he played the majority of the game, were good on picking up anybody that got free too.
Yep. Now, there's a lot of people thinking they had Flores' number in the second half. Now, that's when Green Bay did a lot of their producing.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think at the beginning of the half, they were just playing very soft because they had a big lead, and that's the way you play in those kind of situations. Then there were some instances where Love was under big pressure and got out of it, and at some point you just can't hold the coverage at some point it's going to break, and if you don't get him down, there is going to be an open guy. So yeah, there's that. Then also Matt LaFleur just is a very good offensive coach. We have to acknowledge that, and you can't just wipe that off the map, no matter how good that defense is. And yeah, we saw that, and I don't think they had Flores figured out. I think that's a very easy thing to say as a fan because they were moving the ball and they were successful. So fans are saying that he got figured out. I don't think so.
And 14 points of that were set up on a tee for the Packers too. Same thing happened to us in a situation with Griffin interception and everything, but still, when you get the ball at the 4-yard line on your own 4-yard line, you got to try to prevent a touchdown. That's a tough thing to do. And then the strip sack on Darnold was kind of the same thing. So not the best situation for Flores' defense to be put under there in a couple of drives as well. And I think that played a part. The score might not have been the Packers probably don't get to 29 points if those two things don't happen, but they did. Football, blah blah blah.
Well,
let's not forget they had some crucial stops. They had that interception, they had that fumble, so they got some stops. They also had some stops at the start of the half when our offense was struggling to regain their rhythm, and they still got some stops. And it was until I think that interception, which I don't really think it was one. But yeah, I think that was the point where they the Packers started to score, and until then the Vikings held them pretty well. So I don't think Flores got figured out.
Hey, I would like to welcome Tyler, the one and only, to the show. Hey, Tyler.
Hey, that's me. Good to see Darren has made it back from one of his many vacations. Glad you could join us, sir. One of the big things,
I was waiting for this.
Good. One of the big things that I took away from this game was and you and I were texting about it when the Vikings were taking that lead, that they really hadn't faced any adversity. It had, for lack of a better term, been easy for them. Well, they faced adversity here. They didn't give up. They didn't bow down. I think that there are some things that Flores needs to tweak with the defense, but I'm not that worried about it, because one of the tough parts about this defense is it's paramount on getting pressure. If you don't get pressure, it can be beaten because you're playing a lot of zone coverage behind it. And at a certain point, guys are just going to find the open holes in the zone, and you're going to be able to pepper them with targets. That's what the Packers were able to do in the second half. Love had a lot of really good protection. Vikings weren't getting home for a multitude of reasons. The Packers were running tempo. They weren't able to make a lot of their quick substitutions like they usually do. It all adds up. And I'm not worried about the defense from that standpoint. I thought guys really stepped up in a big way, and they didn't quit. Like, this offense was this close to having like 45 points today. Like, there were obviously issues. There are things that need to be fixed. There are things that need to be cleaned up, but they faced adversity. They didn't back down. They never like bowed their heads to be like, man, why is this happening to us? Like we've seen plenty of other teams in the past do. And I think that this is going to be really paramount for them to continue to grow and improve as a football team, because right now they're 4-0. Like, I think we would have been really happy with 2-2 at this point in the season, considering the schedule, but they're undefeated. This is a pretty nice thing. And there were a lot of really positive plays, a lot of positive players today, a lot of things that need to be worked on, but it's only week 4. There's plenty of time to be able to kind of work on and fix some of those things.
And like I said, I think getting this warning shot, which was that second half in a game where you have been up 28 points and still win it, because of that, I think this might be very valuable. And like you said, I think when the Packers close it up to a 6-point game and you have those quick scores, that strip sack, it would have been pretty easy for the team to just unravel and fall apart. And the Vikings pulled it together. They had a very impressive drive afterwards to open it up to a 2-score game again. And that was very valuable. And then they had, I think they had 2 straight turnovers after that. So yeah, it was pretty impressive how they fought back at a point when the game looked like it might be slipping out of their hands.
Yeah, I think, like, kind of looking back at like the shrink from 28-0 to 28-22, I think we all had that collective sigh when Jalen Nailor botched that punt. It's like, oh no, here we go. This is how it starts. This is how it unravels. We've all seen that story happen, and they came out in the second half and they did make a drive. That interception, we'll call it, which I don't understand how you look at that and call it interception, but that is what it is.
Can you guys, didn't mean to cut you off, but can you guys explain that to me? Because I was driving home when that happened, and I missed it by like a minute, and then I didn't look it up.
So Xavier McKinney got his hands on the ball right away. So it's like at the front pylon of the left side of the end zone. Got his hands on the ball right away, but is like kind of fumbling it a little bit, and he's going to the ground. And when his feet come up off the ground, then he gets firm control of the ball and then lands out of bounds. In real time, I can see why you call it a pick. Makes sense with video replay. I don't understand how you say that is an interception. I think there's conclusive evidence that it wasn't an interception, so I think the refs are going to have to do some explaining there. But yeah, that one didn't make a whole lot of sense, and that could have been a big turning point.
Call it for what it is. They were trying to make up for the 2 overturned completions that they had given us early on in the game. They didn't want to get accused of being Vikings biased. That's what it was all about.
Which is funny because I thought that those 2 were arguably the correct calls.
Yeah.
Definitely were.
I thought for sure one of them was the first one was like, Dave, you and I were going like, that's a stupid challenge. Like, we're going to lose that. And we won it. Yeah.
I have no way of knowing this, but I think Kevin O'Connell might be the first head coach ever to go 3 for 3 in a game in challenges. I don't really know how to look that up, but I can't think of any other single instance where a coach went 3 for 3 in challenges in a game.
Yeah, I can think of this as the Vikings. I'm pretty sure that happened before. I don't think it's that outlandish, but I can't remember a Vikings example of that.
I think Reed did it once.
Yeah, might be.
Andy Reid?
Also, Mike Zimmer had some pretty stupid challenges over his tenure. So he, even if he won 1 or 2, he always had that stupid angry challenge where he was just pissed and threw the flag because of that, and he would go on to lose that just because he was mad.
Well, and he may want to. Coaches sometimes do it just to stop the momentum.
Yeah, but I think in Zimmer's case, it often was just because he was mad and he wanted to be mad at somebody, and because he saw a somewhat close call, he just challenged it because he was pissed.
Matt, like Guy Lafleur was mad on that call down at the goal line there. I love that. I was like, sit down, Lafleur, you fucking clown. You guys are getting pants 28-0, and you're going out there making a big show. Take your medicine. Anyway.
Take your medicine.
Stuff like that get me mad. Anyway.
Well, it's box score time. Right now, we had Sam Darnold go 20 for 28, 275 yards, which is a big day for him. 9.8 yards per average, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He did take 2 sacks for 21 yards, but he had a quarterback rating of 123.4. The Vikings defense.
MVP.
The Vikings defense held Jordan Love to 389 yards passing. 7.2 average, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, and an 80 with 1 sack, which was what, Jones, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, Jones got it.
And an 83.0 rating.
That sounds like a Nick Mullins stat line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
Aaron Jones had 22 carries for 93 yards, 4.2 yards per carry. And then Ty Chandler had 3 for 5 yards for 1.7. I thought Ty did better than that. Interesting.
He didn't play that
I
much.
will say,
with Jones.
I will say I was a little disappointed with some of the play calling from Kevin O'Connell. They were way too obviously trying to force Aaron Jones a touchdown, which I understand. It's his return to Lambeau Field. But when things are starting to roll like that, just get the ball in the end zone. Don't force it. Like, if it happens, that's great. But I thought they were trying to get Jones some stats a little too much in this game.
Yeah, I think the touchdown that was very obviously forced to Jones was the one that got picked off at the sideline, which we already discussed wasn't a pick, but that was a very poor decision by Darnold, who really wanted to fit this one in for Aaron Jones, and he obviously was covered, and he shouldn't have thrown that, especially in that situation. There was no reason for that, and yeah, Jefferson, I think there were a lot of people who
that one worked out. So I don't know. Darnold likes to try to fit him in there in very tight windows. So you got to kind of live with it, I think, because that's what he seems to do.
Yeah, but I think in that case, the Jefferson throw was way better because he threw it back shoulder, so he put it away from the defender. So there was nobody who could have jumped that. even if Keyshawn Dixon sees that earlier, I don't think he has any opportunity to make a play on that. Yes, it looks like a very tight throw, but I think it was safer than it looked. And in that case, in the case of the Aaron Jones throw, there was no way to throw a back shoulder because there was a defensive back who trailed him. So he had to lay it in front of him, and there was McKinney. There was no way to fit this ball in. I think he shouldn't force that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a difference, in my opinion, between those two throws.
Gotcha. Joshua asked a question, what do we think of the corners playing zone?
I don't really have any issue with it. I actually think it's probably better for guys like Shaq Griffin, who, I'm going to be honest, has always been a zone corner to play zone. And at this stage in his career, Stephon Gilmore not being asked to be a true man-to-man corner, I think are objectively good things. I think the biggest issue is defense is still pass rush. If you don't get pass rush, you're going to be able to pick that zone apart. That's a big factor of what happened at the end of last year. Big factor here. That Packers offensive line is pretty good. And the one thing about the Packers, we can talk about some of their team building strategies and whatnot. They have always been great at developing offensive line. It's been that way for 30 plus years. They just understand how to pick guys, how to find value, and develop them into quality starters. And they have an offensive line that is really solid. And the Vikings got pressure early. They made some adjustments. We weren't able to make some for a lot of factors, like we talked about earlier with the tempo and how the Vikings were playing defense because they were up by 28 points. They just weren't able to get home at the end of the game. And they're going to have to fix it if they really want to continue to be a great defense.
Sal, what's your impression?
I mean, I was very impressed with pretty much the whole thing. I mean, obviously, I had a ton of anxiety towards the end, like everyone did. But the first half, I don't think anybody could have seen that coming. Yes, the turnovers there, especially in Green Bay territory, hurt them and are the reason that they were in that nail biter in the first place. But Dave, do you have the time of possession? I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I should stand by.
Should be in team stats and ESPN.
Yep.
I feel like that they won that battle.
No, actually, we did.
No? Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry, that's what I meant by that.
We had the ball 32 minutes and 15 seconds. They had it 27:45.
Okay. I didn't really understand what KOC was doing when he called the pass play on 3rd and 1 that led to Brandon Powell being injured and then ensued with Nailor being in on the punt return. I don't know. Some of those things were a little baffling, but overall, I mean, you can't complain. You win on in Lambeau 4-0, and there's things to work on, of course, but this is the most optimistic I have been about a team in probably as long as I can remember, which I know nobody saw it coming, but I thought they'd be lucky to get out of this 1-3, with the Giants being the 1. So I couldn't be more happy with it.
Got to be happy with the final results. Yes, I agree. Well,
some people thought they'd be 0-4.
Yeah.
So
and there's a Sam Darnold doubter in the house too.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't think they would lose to the Giants because they're just that bad. So I thought they would win that one, but to go 3-0 against the Niners, Texans, and Packers, you are all very good football teams. I didn't think that would happen.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it is what it is.
Well, and I think the difference is the way that they're winning also. Obviously, today came down to being way closer than it should have been. But I would say that all of these were convincing wins. And so it's not flukes that's getting them the victories. I mean, I don't know. I can't believe what we're watching.
Yeah. Joshua
I will say
Byron Murphy, who I thought, I've had my issues with him last year, but he made some plays today, knocking down the ball, the interception. Yeah, he gave up some completions like he always does, but I would say we could do a lot worse, and we have in the past few years. So he's not the strongest defensive player we have, but we got lots of strong ones. So if he's just solid, that's fine by me.
I think one of the big things with what Joshua said is they were asking Murphy to be the de facto CB1 and kind of follow guys last year. I don't think they're asking any of these guys to like follow anybody. They asked Gilmore to do that a little bit early, but the guys that you're playing here, nobody really scares you as an alpha. Christian Watson has vertical speed. Jaden Reed's more of a technical guy. Dontavian Wicks is a bigger guy who's a vertical threat. But nobody is on the level of a Justin Jefferson. You could argue Jordan Addison's better than every one of their receivers. It's one of those things where you just ask him to play defense, and I think you're going to feel a little bit better about Murphy rather than asking him to be like that true number one guy. He's probably best in the slot because of the size, but he's got the ball skills to play on the outside, which is what you saw today. I think without him, the Vikings lose this football game. Because remember, he had that 4th down PBU in the first half too. That was in the end zone that could have ended up being a big factor in this game.
Yes.
I mean, he definitely is the weakest link in that secondary, probably, because the safeties are all very good, and I think Griffin and Gilmore are better corners. But if Byron Murphy is your weakest link in your secondary, that secondary is probably going to be pretty good, and that's what we have right now, and that's the big difference to last year, because even though Flores was able to manufacture a lot of pressure, it just didn't matter because the secondary was just wide open, and that's the difference this year. They have a good secondary, and they have done a good job to get this done this year. I thought they would need at least 2 years to fix that, but at least, I mean, they are all stopgap solutions right now, but they are good ones.
Chris, in a couple of comments ago, talked about what's up with, I'm paraphrasing here, what's up with KOC freezing up. I'd be interested to hear what he means by freezing up, because I actually think KOC did not freeze up today. Like, he was going for it.
I think it was more about the execution problems in the second half, where I will give Darnold a lot of credit. There was not a bozo moment this week. He had a chance to with that botched handoff to Aaron Jones, and he just fell on the ball instead of trying to make a play. Like, he didn't have one of those this week, and I thought that was a nice thing to see.
I would argue his first pass attempt was one. The one that where he tried to pass it to Jefferson while rolling out, and McDuffie should have intercepted that, which obviously would have resulted in a very different first half if McDuffie caught that. So I think that was his bozo moment, and it was his first pass attempt of the day. But thankfully, it was his only one, if we don't count that bad decision that resulted in that not really interception.
Okay. Well,
I
Chris,
thought he shook it off well after the strip sack where he fumbled. That didn't get in his head, and then the vibe of the game turning with the Packers then gaining the momentum didn't really get in his head either, which was something I don't remember seeing earlier in this season. I wondered how he would overcome adversity like that if it were to come, and I thought he did a good job.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that first completion on that drive after the fumble, where he hit Jefferson on that crosser, I think that was really important to get this drive going with an immediate first down play, and not get behind the sticks again. If that's a negative play, I think there's a good chance they just unravel and the Packers get this win.
Gotcha. All right. we've been on long enough pontificating on how our team won today at their field and how it got a little bit too close for comfort. But we'll have more time to talk about it as we break it down this week. First up will be the Real Forno show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What besides breaking down this game have you got planned?
No, that's probably it. There's a lot of different things to kind of talk about here, a lot of different performances, some of the why behind some of like the decision making, like Sal talked about that 3rd and 1 pass, trying to understand some of the nuances with that. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. And I think at some point we're going to have to start talking about trade deadline candidates, not guys to ship away, but guys to potentially bring in to be cogs in the machine to potentially make that Super Bowl run. Because at 4-0, it like trade deadlines in a few weeks that we're like, this is a real consideration now.
Mm-hmm. Jonas, have you got anything going on in Germany that you want to bring up?
We'll have to see, because I think with one exception, the whole podcast is going to travel to London. So we'll have to see what we can do this week. And otherwise, we are going to prepare for next weekend, which obviously for us in Europe is going to be a pretty big weekend.
And the Jets lost today. So
to Bo Nix, who in the first half completed 7 passes for -7 yards. That is a real stat line.
Can't wait to see how everybody deep throats Rodgers this week.
Hey, maybe Rodgers will get to talk to Nixon.
Sal, what have you got planned for Tuesday?
Well, Tuesday, I think it's just going to be a lot of gloating with this win. Maybe we'll make fun of some Packers fans, see how they're holding up, because I don't think it's going well over there. But really just taking in this victory, enjoy it. Anytime you can win in Lambeau Field, like I think I said last week on my show, I mean, that's the closest thing I got to a Super Bowl most of the time. So we'll enjoy that. And then on Thursday's show, I am going to have my friend Nicole on, who lives in London, and she's going to talk about all of the happenings over there and what it's like to be a fan that lives in Europe, just like Jonas. But yeah, she lives in London, so she's going to be going to all the events and fill us in on that.
Outstanding. And then, of course, Darren and I will hit it up next weekend. Darren will put together some hellacious notes, including this game, on what to talk about. But in the meantime, we're going to have more podcasts, more shows. So make sure everybody tunes in to Vikings First and SKOL, the YouTube page, and our podcast stream, because there's an occasional podcast-only stuff, like from Justin Day or myself, depending on the mood I'm in, and sometimes somebody else. Who knows? But make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell as usual, and please rate us on the podcast side. We'd love to see it. And I want to thank everybody today for joining us live at the 2-minute warning and going through, even though we were a little bit early, going through all that frustration, heart palpitations, and yet we still pulled out the win. So
I actually think it's the first time we had 5 guys on here.
Yeah,
or 5 people too.
It's okay. I'm one of the guys. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm out of bed.
So what do we say?
So we had 6 people actually.
Yep.
At one point.
What do we say?
I need a drink. SKOL Vikings, sorry.
Yeah, SKOL Vikings. And the Packers
SKOL
suck.
Let's keep rolling on the road to 5-0.
Uh-huh. That's right. Next week in London against the Jets. And for all of us, thanks for watching, and SKOL Vikings. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell and share this episode with your friends and even your enemies. We'd love it. Thanks for watching Vikings First and SKOL. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network, and we appreciate each and every one of you. SKOL.